Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
If I look worse for the wear, it's because I've been staying up very late at night playing with a new tool, a free tool. It's only available for Windows, and it's called MIDI Jam. MIDIJAM. And the author of this free program emailed me just out of the blue and said, hey, I ran into your Christmas MIDIs on the web and I thought you'd be interested in my program. It's a free program. Now, I've been a MIDI fan for years. Now, I'm not talking about MIDI-chlorians or anything like that. MIDI, Musical Instrument Digital Interface. They're essentially these little tiny files that are music files, but instead of the music actually being encoded in the file itself like an MP3, they rely on samples or software instruments. If you've heard music being played on a web page in the background that sounds a little music boxy, chances are that was a MIDI. I, again, have been a MIDI addict ever since I can remember. I just love MIDI. So, of course, I took a look at MIDI Jam and was absolutely blown away. This is cool. Now, normally you can open up a MIDI in any media player, Windows Media Player for one, Winamp for another, and just play it back, and you'd think, well, gosh, that sounds horrible. I mean, I'd rather have the MP3 of the original song. But here is where MIDI gets cool. You can take any MIDI file, drag it into this program, and, well, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to play Birdhouse in Your Soul. Now remember, this is a MIDI file. It's not the original song. It's just a representation of that song with the different parts of the song, the orchestration being handled in software. So I'll drag it onto the MIDI Jam shortcut. Up pops this window. Now, of course, it looks much better when it's running on your computer, and you can run it at virtually any resolution, including full screen. It's playing in perfect synchronization with the music. The drums are drumming. The bass is strumming. The saxophone is saxophoning. It's very, very, very cool. And you can do this with any particular MIDI file. Here's the theme from Bewitched. We'll drag that in there. It's a harp. That would be a flute. And a xylophone, in case you missed it. Oh, I'm telling you, this is cool. If I could figure out a way and I'm going to ask the author if he can do it, if he can allow me to queue up a handful of MIDI songs, then what I'll do is I'll run at night when I'm asleep. I will run this program in the background playing my favorite MIDI and basically pipe it into the live stream with my favorite MIDI. And that way, anybody who knows of any modern songs that have been MIDIized, synthesized, you can email them to me. I love MIDI. I just love MIDI. My email address is chris@pirillo.com, and if you know of any other cool programs, whether they're available for Windows, that one's not available for OS X at least yet, or, a program for OS X that you might think is fun or functional, email me, chris@pirillo.com, or, of course, swing by the chat room anytime, day and night. You've already seen my notifications popping up there. People are mentioning that website that you can go to. If you haven't been there already, we'd love to see you. Oh, Wicket, in case you didn't hear him in the background, he was... Yeah, I told him, don't worry, I got it. He wanted to make sure you knew the website. That's live.pirillo.com. Will you later? I got it. He's an impatient dog.